Okay, adoring public, here we are. This is a rarity.
Yeah. This might be the first video since you started doing well that I've been in.
Yeah, by doing well, well, I get by. Yeah, I think this is the first video you've been down here in the movie layer.
Yeah. You shoot videos all the time.
That's true.
Gaming.
Usually I keep him contained to the car in Best Buy.
Yeah.
But I've let him roam around down here.
Yep.
And it's
time for my grand appearance.
Yeah, and in doing that, we've got a top 10 underrated, not talked about movies with 3 honorable mentions.
It's really 2 5s, but...
Yeah, it's 2 5s. Okay, I got 5, he's got 5, we got 3 honorable mentions.
10 total movies. 13 total movies.
Yeah.
So, you say go.
Okay, here we go. The number 1 honorable mention. The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, just forget the crunk part.
Yeah, don't worry about crunk.
Yeah. Not that it's talked about by any means, but
it shouldn't be rated.
For a reason.
Shouldn't be rated at all.
No.
So yeah, the
old Cusco,
funniest Disney movie of all time, in my opinion, from what I remember.
I don't think I'd argue.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch is funny. Stitch is a funny little character, but
I would say Lilo and Stitch is a better movie.
Maybe. But yeah,
I think around
Yeah, Emperor's New Groove. I think with our generation, it gets talked about. It gets some love. But as far as the old school Disney people and the new school Disney people, no.
I remember watching this in school. So
that's what I'm saying. Our generation has some love for it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't have love for it, if you've not seen it, I would, even if you don't like Disney movies, I mean, it's like David Spade.
Yeah, I don't even...
Yeah, you don't have to...
You could arguably not class this as a Disney movie.
I mean, it's David Spade acting like David Spade.
It's very funny.
It's funny. So, yeah.
Very good.
Up next.
Okay, then, now, an interesting one here.
Yes.
Because the Swami here put it on his...
This was actually in my top 10 of
2019.
Or no, I think it was of the decade. I like that. I like that one a lot. But I just don't think it gets a lot of love.
No,
it somewhat does.
Did it win awards?
I don't know if it did.
What do we got
It's
here?
a good coming-of-age movie.
It got one of Vanity Fair's... the movie won in 2019, so it had to be your decade.
So,
unless you really messed that up.
Yeah, great movie. Coming-of-age movie, very lighthearted. Woody Harrelson's very funny.
It's got a lot of good parts in this movie.
Yeah.
The whole movie is just the whole is great.
We need more movies like this.
It's like you can watch this and really like a lift up. Yep. It's a good movie. All right, now this don't burst into flames, folks.
I don't think this is underrated. I think it gets talked about at least now. Maybe overall.
Don't try to spin this on me just because I saw it.
No. It is a little underrated still. It's The Lost Boys. If you love 80s cheesy MTV vampires.
I think my principle behind this, when I saw this and I guess humored putting it on the list, was I hadn't seen it for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even remember when
it's been a while.
Several years ago that I watched it for the first time.
Yep.
And
he was blown away.
I probably wouldn't have known about it unless you told me.
Right.
So
I
knew the song of the movie before I knew the movie.
That's true. Great song.
So
yeah, that's our 3 honorable mentions.
That's it.
Lost Boys doesn't really count in my eyes. I mean, it does to a degree, but...
Okay.
I guess I'll start. Coming in at my number 5 is Midnight Run, starring Robert De Niro and I think his name is Charles Grodin. Yeah, see it right there? Okay. You can't see it back here, I know. Basically, I think this came out in 88. It's De Niro, and he's a bounty hunter. He used to be a cop, but now he's a bounty hunter. And he's got to go after this guy that embezzled money from the mob.
You were telling me.
Yeah, I told him earlier, but I'm telling him now. Basically...
Sounds cool.
Yeah, he was accounting for the mob. He didn't realize it was the mob, I don't think, so he stole the $1 million, gave it to charity, and now he's got like 30 people after him. He's got the mob after him, he's got De Niro after him, he's got another bounty hunter after him.
Sounds like a good
movie. It's pretty good.
And I've never heard it, so...
Yeah, it's something you would like, I think.
Yeah.
88, I believe, was the year.
I've got a stack from the movie store that I have to borrow already,
Yep.
My number, I guess technically 5,
yeah.
not number 1, but number 5 would be The Nice Guys with Gosling and Crow.
Yep.
I don't think this movie gets talked about. This is actually probably one of my more favorite movies.
Yeah, I know you like this one a lot. I know you like this one.
It's got a lot of like really good comedy that...
Yeah.
It's not like dry humor,
I mean, you got... action, you got comedy.
Yeah.
It's a buddy cop film.
Yeah, more or less.
Takes place in the 70s, which was a prime era for that.
Yep. And it, I think them together really played the parts good, because you got kind of like a dopey, like detective,
and like a
with
tough
like
guy. Well, you got like Dirty Harry and Barney Fife together.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
It's the gist.
Makes a great movie. Another Scorsese De Niro movie, which has gotten talked about. It does. I believe this is from '83. Basically, it's probably his funniest movie because he doesn't do a lot of comedies. But yeah, De Niro is a wannabe star actor. Well, really like stand-up comedian. So, and his role model is played by Jerry Lewis, who's kind of like the Johnny Carson of that era. So he's got like all these illusions that he's going to be on the show. Like he practices to be on the show. And I think at one point he's got him at gunpoint. It's just funny. Like you'd have to watch it.
I don't on the back.
Yeah. Like it's just hilarious. I've not seen it in a good bit, so I can't go into full details.
I'm gonna have to borrow that one too.
But you would like. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
So my 4 would be Super 8. Now I think you recommended this to me, like you do most of the movies I've seen.
Yeah, and you liked it.
Yeah. As we talked about in our last video, want to make a movie.
Yes.
And this was, these were kids, obviously. But
yeah.
It reminds me, I have a buddy, in case he's watching, Steve. You know Steve?
Oh, yeah, I know Steve.
We actually used to shoot videos way back when.
Yep.
And did like a detective one and that kind of stuff. I'd kill for those videos if I could find them. But Super 8, it's a good movie. I don't know who was in this, really.
It's very, I guess, at least. It's kind of like one of those old school Steven Spielberg, which I guess he was the producer in here. I'm not sure. Very nostalgic. Very nostalgic. I don't know. It's just something you'd want to do as a kid. Yeah. I love movies like that. Something you'd want to do.
It's like, I missed my opportunity. But I kind of did this, I guess. So.
Yeah.
But that would be my 4.
Okay. Coming in at my number 3 is Arnold Schwarzenegger's Last Action Hero. 1993. Basically a kid who loves movies. He loves action movies. He goes into it's kind of like an old rundown theater, but there's still a projectionist. I'm not sure the actual name. But they're kind of friends. He's an older guy. He got a ticket from Harry Houdini way back in the 40s or 50s. He never used it. The kid uses it, and he goes inside the movies. He goes in one of Arnold's movies. It's a movie within a movie. Very underrated. Funny one-liners as only Arnold can pull off.
Yeah, I can't help a lot.
I mean, this is the one. I heard you wanted to be a farmer, so here's some acres. And he kicks him in the nuts. Yeah. But it's hilarious. It's hilarious. He goes up to, they're in a movie store in the movie.
It's very confusing.
Yeah. Not really if you watch it. To
explain at least.
Yeah, to explain to a degree. And the boy's trying to prove how he's in a movie.
Oh, okay.
And he goes up to a Terminator. They're in a movie store. He goes up to a Terminator 2, like, standee that would be in the movie store. And, like, the camera races up to it, and it's Sylvester Stallone instead of Arnold.
Oh, okay.
It's fun. It's good. It's good.
Am I up?
Yep.
You're number 3, Moneyball with Brad Pitt. Now, this also had, what's his name in it?
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, yeah. I really like this movie.
Yeah.
I went with a lot of movies I liked, though, which may not be the correct strategy.
I think it could have been, it might actually have been nominated for a few things, but it might not have. I'm not sure. Yeah. It really doesn't get talked about.
No.
I guess I could see why if you're not into baseball.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like this is a limited market kind of movie.
Maybe.
If you don't like baseball, probably not your premise. It's about Billy Beane, who used to be was the number 1 pick, I think, by the Twins, and never made it.
I didn't know.
Went to a different couple organizations, and finally became the GM of the A's, into which Jonah Hill came in and
he's kind of the
obviously helped make the numbers work.
Right. It's kind of they're kind of like throwing all the baseball.
Yeah.
Not tradition out the window, but
basically
they're putting it down to a science.
Yeah,
we'll say that
to get like on base and get runs and
and it works
They still do this for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, the A's are probably the only team. The A's and probably the Rays are the only two teams to probably do this. To keep payroll low and actually still be able to compete.
Pretty relevant, yeah. The Rays were good.
But that would be my 3. And I think it's a great movie. It's probably only negative is, if you don't like baseball, it's probably not going to be...
I mean, I would say if you don't like baseball, you still could like it. But if you do like baseball, you'll love it.
I mean, it's got a good story with it that's outside of baseball.
It does.
So...
All right, trying to hurry up this video. I know it's not going accordingly, but number 2, Pocahontas. Now you have seen this one.
I have seen this one.
You have seen this one. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time, probably because I watched it over and over and over as a kid. A great soundtrack. I don't care who you are. This Colors of the Wind holds up to any Disney song.
It's a good Disney movie.
It is. It just does not get talked about.
I think this is like the... We had this talk too when we were choosing that they kind of fall in. There's like a list of Disney movies that it falls together with that you could throw into.
Yeah. Now, it did have a lot of competition around the time. You had Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast.
The apex of Disney movies.
Yeah, pretty much. So I could see why, but I think it deserves more love with the soundtrack and the side characters. And did you know, I think this had, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it had the biggest premiere of a movie of all time. They had it in New York, Central Park, and they had like
really?
Yeah. I think it was a ticketed event. There was like 100,000 people. 95. Yeah, I'm trying to give you years, but I forgot. But yeah, 95. So 1 year after I was born.
When's the last time you watched that movie?
It wasn't that long ago.
Was it not?
It was not like.
It's been a very long time since I saw it.
Yeah.
My number 2 comedy movie, Kingpin.
The cover says it all.
Yeah, I actually bowl. So this and Lebowski will always hold a close place to me, but you told me I couldn't put Lebowski on the list.
Yeah, Lebowski's not underrated in my opinion.
Great movie. It's basically the guy is a hustler.
Yeah.
And then has an unfortunate accident.
Yes, he does.
He has to get that's Randy Quaid, isn't it?
Right,
yeah. Had to get Randy Quaid to bowl for him, more or less. And
Bill Murray's
a great story. It's really fun.
Bill Murray's just a zany, like
it's a very
pompous.
It's like, this to me is like the ultimate like dry humor. Like,
it's
really good, but man,
it's good. Now this is the same director, the Farrelly brothers, that made Dumb and Dumber.
I can see that. Yeah.
So.
That same kind of comedy. So that's my 2.
1996. By the way.
I had no idea.
And my number 1 is The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, Carrie Fisher, Bruce Dern. This came out in '89. I don't know why. This is not a movie I grew up watching either.
I was gonna say, you talk about this movie a lot.
I do. I didn't grow up watching this. I found it on Netflix late at night. And that's really when you should watch this movie.
Those are good movies.
Yeah. Basically, it's just a suburbanite. They live in the suburbs. He's got kind of a boring life, but these new next-door neighbors move right beside of him, and there's just noise. He's getting paranoid. There's just creepy things going on. They don't come outside, and when they do, they just look creepy. Noises are going off. So basically, it's like the whole neighborhood trying to like spy on this house, see who's in there. They finally go in there and see what happens. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but it's just a great late '80s type movie. It's one of those.
Watch that.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that just I don't know, just those late '80s or '90s movies. Very fun, very entertaining. It's good to watch late at night. That's the best time to watch it.
That's not an in-day movie.
Yeah, I can watch it over and over. I love it.
So I have to finish off and probably really commit treason here. Robin Hood. Hood. Yes, it's a Disney movie. You put Pocahontas on the list. Yeah. But I think it's this movie to me doesn't get talked about.
No,
I love this movie.
It never gets talked about.
If I did a top 10, if we ever do that, it'll probably be on the list. I almost guarantee it.
It does not get talked about.
I don't know where to start.
Yeah, what can you say?
It's got all the elements.
It's got
a
all
good story.
You got the talking animals. You got the funny. You got the good song. You got good songs.
Mm-hmm. Roger Miller, the Whistling Rooster.
But it just falls in that
year.
73. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think it's 73, 74. It just falls in that, like, I mean, this is after Walt died, so I I wouldn't say it's a great movie. It's not like it's not like a Lion King.
Fighting words.
I know, but
I mean,
it should get talked about more.
Yeah, it's hard to rate it up there with like the Toy Story. Or
but it should get talked about more.
But it's a good movie. But I also wonder if we rate those so high because those were like our childhood.
Maybe.
This one wasn't. But I did watch this a lot when I was a kid. So.
I didn't watch it a ton as a kid. I watched it a little bit.
This was probably second for me, other than Toy Story.
Toy Story. It's a good movie.
Why?
It's a good movie.
But
yeah, I don't know why. It just falls in that dark age of Disney. It does.
And like, I don't think it's got like the like the older movies like the Dumbo and the Pinocchio.
Yeah, it doesn't have
like
that type of iconic status.
It's almost
just
like
in that one area. Yeah. Those 70s. Like, what else?
Yeah.
There was Aristocats in the set.
Yeah.
Nothing. The Rescuers.
Yeah.
They kind of just fall in between that, like, period before the great 90s. Yeah,
Disney.
pretty much.
But it was, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
And I think it definitely deserves to be.
Yeah, I'd say so.
About.
That's his number one.
Yeah.
It wasn't my number one, but I agree. It's very underrated.
Go ahead and wrap this video up.
So yeah, 3 hours later, we're still talking, we're still rambling, and we've gotten nowhere.
That's right.
And I'm glad you could join us for that. I'm sure we'll be back to do the same thing over and over. Any last comments, concerns, opinions, complaints,
hopefully
worries?
We'll shoot a game video together sooner than later.
Yeah.
But
if you like video games, we're working on that for you. But I guess that's it. Most importantly, go catch a flick.